Situated. Hello. We're talking about manifestation, but hear me out. Don't you run off just yet. It's not so woo-woo as you may think. All right? Manifestation starts from within, and essentially, it's just creating new neuronal pathways. All right? The brain's malleable. We're able to create new pathways, new neurons. And that's basically what we're doing to then reprogram the subconscious, which changes our thoughts, beliefs, our words, our actions. Everything starts to shift. And then as a response, as within, so without, everything is a mirror. I've said that so many times before, everything is a mirror. Our reality then reflects that back to us. To unpack this, we're going to go into it step by step. What is manifestation? How do we basically quantum leap into our dream life, into this new reality that we want to live, the person we aspire to be, our higher self? Let's discuss. I'm going to make this really simple, tangible, practical, easy to consume, easy to absorb. We're going to go through it. All right? Manifestation 101. Nikola Tesla. Love him. Right? So he had some thoughts on manifestation, and he spoke to, I get this quote wrong if I don't read it word for word. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And that's what we want to do. So essentially, if you want to become your higher self, and becoming your higher self essentially allows you to like quantum leap into this new reality that is more aligned. So our higher self is not this external thing that we're never going to attain. We are our higher selves already. We are them. They are us. That's not something out there that we have to get. Again, starts from within. Basically, our higher self is just the most high vibrational state of being that we can operate out of. Because at the end of the day, everything is energy. Everything is energy. Everything has a frequency, and everything is vibrating at a particular frequency. So to be able to attract what you want into your life, you essentially just have to align with the frequencies that match that. Like attracts like. Boop. And the most high vibrational state of being that we can operate out of, this is proven, is authenticity. So being your most authentic self is the most high frequency state of being that allows you to be so magnetic and drawing in everything that you wish and basically living out your dream life. Like I often have to just sometimes I just scream because I'm like, I am living my dream life. I'm literally living it. And my dream, you might look at my life and be like, really? Really? And it's like, this is the life that I have always wanted to live. I'm not gonna cry on camera. Or will I? I'm not gonna cry on camera. I've always wanted to just live a very soft, simple little life. Just that's peaceful and fun. Like I just wanna have fun. 5-year plan, having fun. I just wanna live with my animals in the country. I know I'm still kind of in the suburbs where I am located, but it is more country than where I had initially grown up and lived. I have my animals. I want more. They're coming. But, and I get to wake up. I get to do what I love. Anyway, let's get to the lesson. I have some notes. I need to stick to these or we're going to be here all day. All right? Love to yap. Love to yap. So essentially, the universe communicates to us through frequency. And we reciprocate with frequency. So that's basically how the conversation goes. The question is, so what determines our frequency, right? So I've spoken about this, everything's energy. We want to be vibrating at a certain frequency. We want to match the frequencies of that which we want to attract. What determines our frequency? Our thoughts and beliefs will determine our frequency. From a thought, we can elicit an emotional state. So a positive thought can elicit a positive emotion, a positive feeling attached to that. Likewise, if we have more of a negative quote unquote thought, that can elicit more of a negative emotional state attached to that. But just because you may feel a more negative emotion allow yourself to do that. We are human beings living a human experience, and due to that, we feel the full spectrum of emotions, right? Like, I'm a spiritual girly through and through. I still experience anxiety. I still experience sadness, fear, despair, jealousy. Like, I feel these feelings, and I allow myself full permission to feel those feelings. Where I feel we need to, where I do personally, is to really allow myself to feel it and not attach a story and meaning to it. Emotions are just energy and motion. So we want to allow this emotion to kind of just move through the body. Just observe it. Being an observer is really important. Observing it, don't attach meaning to it. Feel it. Know that feelings aren't facts, and feelings are temporary. But there is a spectrum of frequency when it comes to emotions. I'm going to pop a little scale here on the screen so you can see that. And so you can see that there's like more higher vibrational feelings like gratitude and joy and love that elicit a higher frequency and a higher state of being. That is why for so many of us, we have been told, or you may have seen, that like gratitude practices are really important. And they are. It's like, life is really beautiful when you're paying attention to it. And we can so often just get caught up in the to-do lists and the tasks and the go and the this and the that and the check your phone, doing that, like multitasking, and just missing these small little moments. Like the other day I cried. I was doing the dishes and the kitchen window looks out over like sky and trees, and there was like a full moon, and I was like, that's gorgeous, washing the dishes. And I kind of looked up, and there's heaps of bats that fly over of an afternoon, and all the bats were flying over, and I was just like, that looks stunning. Like the sun was like half setting, the sun sets that way, but it's still casting beautiful coloring over here. With the bats, I'm just doing dishes, and then I'm crying. I'm like, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. That's what I mean. Anyway, I just segued off there about gratitude. But yeah, emotions, energy in motion. So obviously, ideally, we'd love to operate out of higher vibrational, the high frequency emotions, but we are human beings feeling the full spectrum. And that's a gift in and of itself. A lot of these emotions can teach us stuff. And at the end of the day, there's polarity in everything, right? Light, dark, day, night, hot, cold. Like there's these polarities. So we can't have these good feelings without understanding that there's a more negative feeling, and it gives us a greater sense of appreciation for feeling these happy states of being, these high vibrational states of being, you know? And emotions can still teach us something as well. And it's normal to have like an emotional response to certain situations in certain parts of life, but it's also very okay to just feel bleh without really having a meaning for it and not needing one. We're not going to wake up feeling exactly the same every single day and feel the same every moment of every single day. And there's a multitude of reasons as to why you may just feel off. But there are little practices that you can start to implement that help. Like for me, journaling helps me massively just to gather my thoughts so they're not just constantly here. Exercise for me, making sure I get enough sleep, that's like a huge thing. As soon as I start missing sleep, it's like, and eating foods that basically make you feel gorgeous. Anyway, back to the lesson. Just went a little side quest there about changing our internal state, our thoughts and beliefs, and that will shift our outward state, because it shifts our emotions, which shifts our actions, our patterns, our habits, how we're speaking, and ultimately changes our personality. And our personality is literally our personal reality. That one's from Joe Dispenza. Thank you. Read his books. His books are amazing. I love that. So basically, that's recreating our reality. And the emotions, which are energy emotion, are combining with the thought, so the emotions attached to that, and that sends out this vibrational message, and the universe receives and responds accordingly. Okay? Step one's basically the thoughts. So step two is that we need to take action. There needs to be momentum, there needs to be movement, there needs to be action behind this, some motion. But the key here is to put action towards it. Here's the catch. without getting so caught up in controlling the narrative around who, what, when, where, how. You know? This is where there's an element of trust that comes in. Like even the life that I'm in now, I've dreamt of living this little life. A year ago, like to the date, I broke up with someone. They broke up with me. And I was shook, did not see that coming. And hindsight is a beautiful thing, because now a year later, I'm like, I was not living my dream life with that person. And we just weren't aligned. But really liked this person. Had fun. Like it was nice. So I was just content, content with that little life. And I look back and I'm like, I'm so thankful that breakup happened. It broke me, and I'm so thankful that happened, because it taught me so much about who I am as a person, who I want to be, what I want my life to look like, and realizing I could never have had the life that I dreamt of always living if I'd stayed there. I'm not saying everyone needs to go through a breakup to have this, but it honestly brought me to where I am today. And I'd always wanted this life, but if I was controlling how it would come about, it probably was never going to happen. And it happened outside of my control, if that makes sense. And I had to really trust that everything was working out for me, because I'm like, what is going on? Where I lived, gone. Had to move unexpectedly. Slept on a mattress on the floor in my sister's home office for like 6 months, which actually was like a really fun time. But a job that I was working, gone. Relationship, gone. It was like all these senses of security that I'd placed so much upon, these external things, ripped away in an instant. It all happened in the matter of like 48 hours. And I was like, huh, right? Anyway, that's enough about me. Letting go of control. Trusting that everything is working out for you. Raising the vibration by rewiring thoughts, beliefs, and then this is where the action can kind of come from that, because we're already shifting our thoughts and beliefs, and then our words, and then our actions kind of follow suit with that. Detach from controlling the outcome. Law of detachment, beautiful law. Just putting it out there. I like to say with manifestation, like you kind of set it and forget it. Put it out there, be like, you know what, would love this to happen. And then just go about your business without ruminating on like, okay, so when's it coming? How's it going to look? What am I going to do now? Like, when is it coming? Is it at my door yet? Like, and becoming so obsessed with like the need and the lack, because the universe is going to be like, oh, you're really lacking here, and kind of respond accordingly. Everything's a mirror, as we said earlier. And then from here, just follow the guidance. And what I mean by this is, as an example, say you want to have a particular relationship, you want to meet someone, and you've put it out there, you've decided, hey, universe, would love to meet someone to have a relationship with that has maybe these sorts of qualities, maybe shared values, that maybe wants to live a similar kind of lifestyle to me, that maybe values X, Y, and Z, whatever it may be. Set it, forget it. You might be going about your day and then suddenly you just feel a niggle, or you come across a poster advertising like, I don't know, a band's playing, or there's like a new yoga studio opening up, or something that speaks to what your core values are and your interests, and something that like, you're like, huh, maybe it's something new. Maybe you've never done yoga and you just suddenly feel to do yoga, to try this yoga class. You're like, that's new. I'm just going to follow the guidance. Follow that. Listen to that. Pay attention to that. Follow that. And then there happens to be someone there at that yoga class, and you guys get a chatting, and then you go on a cute little date, and then, you know what I mean? It's just like, and it kind of follows along that way, because you've let go of the control of the narrative, and you've just followed the guidance. You're focusing on yourself. You're focusing on the internal state, meeting your needs, reprogramming the subconscious, and then you're following the guidance. And then there they are. That's an example. Anyway, so you may just find, so you feel like you're guided, like right place, right time. You just happen to meet certain people that open up new doors, maybe towards a different career path that you are wanting to manifest and call into your life. Maybe have specific conversations. Maybe just pay attention to certain words, names, dates, things start to resonate. Like you start to notice these synchronicities and things start to stand out to you that hadn't before. Follow those. They're hints, they're signs from the universe. So you might take a new route. Something shifts. So the internal changes, so the external is now responding. So basically we want to focus on the feeling. That's our job. Focus on the feeling. The thoughts, the beliefs, and the emotions. Focus on this, aligning all of this. And then the how comes later. You're going to feel more in flow. It's not going to feel forced. So reiterating point number 1, manifestation starts from within. Your reality basically shifts as soon as your perception does. Perception is everything. Perception is basically your reality. We're all perceiving this life so differently, which I think is a really cool thing. Like, if you really think into that, like we're all literally having this very different experience day to day. I'm looking at one thing, someone else is seeing something completely different. Like, is that not mind-blowing? Anyway. So we're tuning into the feeling, focusing on the feeling. The external is going to respond. And that's what it's like with vibrations. Tuning into a new frequency is just like when we tune into a new frequency of a radio station. And you start to hear a new sound. Right? So we shift our frequency, we're tuning into something new, you're going to hear a new sound. You start changing your vibration and your own frequency, your life's going to change as a result. As within, so without. Yeah? I hope this is making sense. Key. Thoughts plus beliefs equals frequency. Frequency plus action equals our reality. And essentially that is quantum leaping. Becoming your highest self, manifesting your dream life. We're shifting this. Step 1, internal state of being, rewiring, reprogramming. Thoughts and beliefs start to shift, emotions shift, actions, words, all shift, all in alignment. The outward's going to respond and reflect that back to us. Yeah? And then step 2, action will come. Follow the feeling, follow the guidance, pay attention. 2 steps. Welcome to your dream life. I hope this helps. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye, love you.